Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading on people's first impressions of you. So this is just going to be people in general and what they think of you, when they're initially getting to know you, when they first meet you, all that good stuff. So we have 4 groups here today, each with different symbols. You guys can go into the description and pick the timestamp that corresponds to whatever group you're feeling. So we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So I'm going to give you guys a second to pick whichever group is calling your name. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your pick a card reading on what people's first impressions of you are. So right away, the first 2 cards that catch my eye here, we have the Star card and the Lover's card. Now, even though the Lover's card is oftentimes associated with Gemini, the sign of Gemini, I also associate this card with the planet Venus. 6 is the number for Venus. And then for the Star card, we have an 8-pointed star, and the 8-pointed star is associated with Venus. So right away, I'm thinking that you're someone that other people right off the bat find attractive. And then with the Page of Cups here, you're also someone that's very quirky. So even though you kind of have an oddball, you may have sort of like an oddball persona or personality, it's not like off-putting, like it's not awkward. People think it's cool, it adds to your overall charm. And then we actually have the King of Cups card and the Lord of Cups, which is also the King of Cups twice. So I think that you're someone who right off the bat, you make people feel comfortable. You're not intimidating. You don't glare at people or anything like that. Like this makes me think of like someone who's maybe like a Cancer rising or something. Like you just have a very warm, welcoming personality. When people see you and meet you, it's almost like they already feel at home. They feel comfortable around you. Right off the bat, they don't feel any bad vibes. It's totally cool. Then we have the Spirit of Pentacles card, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So you're seen as someone who is capable, someone who's responsible, someone who is trustworthy. Did I say reliable? You're reliable. Like you're very grounded in reality. You're not, even though you have a lot of watery cards here, the first impressions that people get from you is very just like solid and stable and secure in your resources, if that makes sense. So you can be someone who's very smart. So when people have a conversation with you, they can see that you're not like, you use your words economically in a way. People might get the vibe that you're very wise, like you have a lot of wisdom beyond your years, especially if you're physically very young, like age-wise. You have a lot of deep knowledge, and first impressions when people are talking to you, if more deep conversations come up, they can tell that you have a lot of wisdom behind everything going on the surface. Then with the 4 of Pentacles card, again, you're someone who's very economical with your words. You don't like say too much. Like you're not someone who's like a super chatty person right off the bat. You speak, but you speak like every word you say means something. It's like there's like a gravitas there. Not to say that your words are heavy, but every word you say contributes to the conversation in a meaningful sort of way. And you also may present yourself very clean. So you don't like look like a slob when people meet you. Like your hair is combed. You know what I'm saying? There's no stains on the clothes. Like you're quirky, but you also take care of yourself. And then with the Ace of Swords, I also feel like this goes along with the Spirit of Pentacles, where it's like you have like deeper like a deep wisdom to you that people can kind of get a vibe of. And I think the star card also sort of supports that as well. So yeah, you just have like a lot of like hidden knowledge and you have a lot of insight into different topics. So if you're in a group conversation, when you speak, people are like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Or, you know, you say something that's like people haven't heard before, or you bring a perspective that people are not used to having in the conversation. And then with the this specific Lord of Cups card, the person on the card, he's kind of like taking in the energy around him. So I feel like you could be someone who people's first impression of you, it kind of matches their vibe. Like whatever level the person you're meeting is on, that's what you sort of chameleon yourself into. And it's not something that you're doing that's fake or a facade or you're doing it on purpose. It's just kind of natural. So if you walk into a party and everyone's in a really good, excited mood, it makes you have a good, excited mood. Or if you walk into an environment where people are kind of mellow or down, you're going to give off a vibe of being mellow as well. So it's like almost like an empath, but people don't necessarily know you're an empath, but the first impression of you is that you're matching their vibe. And that could be why they feel so comfortable around you, which is what I was saying before with the two King of Cups cards and the Page of Cups, is that because you're matching their vibe or their mood or emotion in the moment, it makes them trust you more. It makes them want to open up to you more, be more comfortable around you, because it's like, okay, I'm pissed off right now. She's not like in a mood that's totally opposite of mine, so it feels like we can gel. Do you feel me? And then the Lover's card too supports that, because I feel like this position that the two people are in, it kind of makes me think of someone who's very flexible. So again, like you're someone who you're just taking in the vibes in the room and you're sort of chameleoning into someone who matches that vibe. And then I pulled 3 more cards for group 1. So we have the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, and stand your ground. Excuse me. So yeah, again, with your third eye and your throat chakra, very economical with your words. You definitely have a deep inner wisdom that people can feel right off the bat. You may be someone who, you know, if you're in a group setting and someone's sort of talking about some issues they're having in their life, like they're gonna feel comfortable saying those things because they know whatever you're about to say on an unconscious level, they can feel whatever you're about to say is going to be like actually helpful and contributes to the conversation and is deep and all that good stuff. Then with Stand Your Ground card, I feel like, again, that goes with the Spirit of Pentacles. Is like you're someone who seems very secure, very stable. You're not like emotionally all over the place. Your mood is not going to be all over the place. In when people are first meeting you, at least. And you could also just come off as someone who's very confident because you have sort of some quirks to you. And then we have like Spirit of Pentacles and Stand Your Ground. And you also have like 2 cards that are King cards. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like you're someone who you stand like you're royalty, basically. So yeah, people don't really want to... You're not intimidating, though. Like, you're still warm and friendly. But, yeah. That's pretty much all I'm feeling for group number 1. So thank you guys for watching this reading. Please let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you feel like it. And we are going to move on to group number 2. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your pick a card reading on what people's first impressions of you are. So actually a lot of these cards, actually I'm pretty sure every reversal card here fell out of the deck when I was shuffling. Only the ones that I sort of pulled out with my own hands came up face up or upright. So just gonna go through one by one. Okay, so with the Ace of Pentacles, in reverse. So with this card, I feel like you guys are the type of people to have a lot of ideas that could make you money, like business ideas, but you don't put them into practice. So when people first meet you, you might have, like, I don't know, somehow, some way in the conversation, it'll come up to where it's like, I'm thinking of starting a candle making business. I want to make my own candles. I want to do this. I want to do scents, all this other stuff. And then you just have all these business ideas that come up in the conversation, but you don't actually have a business yet. So it's almost like you're at the beginning of your Ace of Pentacles journey. And so people's first impressions of you is like, okay, she has a lot of ideas, but she's not doing anything right now. And then we also have the Chariot here. So that kind of supports the vibe I'm getting, to where it's like you have ambition within you. You have things that you want to accomplish, but it doesn't seem like, first impressions, it doesn't really seem like you're doing anything about it yet. So people might be like, oh, you make your own candles? And then you're like, actually, no, I haven't. I've been meaning to look up, how to make candles, but I haven't done it yet. Like, so it's like that. It's like you have ideas, businesses you want to start, but you're not actually necessarily at this point, when you're watching this, you're not necessarily actually putting those things into practice. So that's kind of like the first kind of vibe people are getting from you. I also feel like there's a duality to you when people are first meeting you. So with the Chariot card here and the Two of Swords, like those are cards that talk about duality, having two sides, having two options. So there's like a duality to your personality that people recognize pretty early on when getting to know you. We'll see if I can pick up on what that duality is exactly. Okay, and so with the Lady of Pentacles reversed, this is obviously the Queen of Pentacles in most traditional decks. Yeah, I feel like a lot of your ideas actually are, like these ideas I was talking about, the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like some of these ideas are beauty related, or like sort of like Taurus kind of ideas, like I said, candles, or aesthetics, comforts, that kind of thing. I think you're somebody who is very attractive, but you're not going out of your way to be attractive. Like, you're not trying to be attractive. So, for example, you could be someone who, you get dressed in like, well, I don't know. Maybe you get dressed, just an example, maybe you get dressed in 5 minutes and you walk out of the house and your outfit is perfect. The colors are perfect. The jewelry, the accessories, the shoes, everything just goes perfectly. But when people are like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit, you're like, oh, I just threw this on. Like, that's kind of like the vibe going on here. That's what I'm getting from the Six of Cups. And then Lady of Pentacles gives me like a Taurus kind of thing going. And then again with duality, there's like two people in this card, but it's one person. We got to get into that. Okay, so then we have the Hierophant reversed and the... Ooh, what am I doing? We have the Hierophant reversed and the Wisdom Teacher upright. Okay, so I feel like you guys... I feel like this duality that I keep seeing in these cards has to do with the way you like to socialize. The Wisdom Teacher is the Hermit card. Traditionally, the Hermit card normally only has one person in it, but there's two. And then traditionally, the Hierophant card has like 3 people in it. And this one has 1/2 people. So yeah, I feel like you have moments where you just want to be by yourself. And you're not very social, you're not very talkative, you keep to yourself, you're revealing very little information. Then you have moments where that's not necessarily the case and you're sharing more of yourself with other people. You're not fully embodying Hierophant vibes because, like I said, you kind of have a naivety or like a beginners or like a fool, not literally a fool, but like, you know, the fool card where it's like someone who's starting out their journey. Like you kind of have that vibe to you. So you're not like upright Hierophant to where people can look at you as someone who's an expert. But yeah, it's like reverse. That's why it's reversed. But yeah, you have moments where you want to be social and you have moments where you don't. The Ouroboros card, which is the Wheel of Fortune, is here also in the reverse. So it's like very cyclical. You have moments where you're like, nah, I don't really want to talk to anybody. And then you have moments where you're totally super social and, you know, you're all up in the party or whatever, telling people your plans and your ideas. I also think you guard yourself very closely. Like you're very guarded in just generally. Like you have moments where you're social, but it's like you want to protect these gems, these inner parts of you. But I'm not saying people necessarily know that, but they can tell you're not. They can tell you're guarded. Yeah, I feel like you're guarded because you have a warped image of yourself in your head. Like you think people won't accept you or something. That's why the Six of Cups could be reversed as well. So maybe when you're speaking to people, you might put yourself down sometimes. But then on the outside, looking in, people's first impressions is like, yo, why are you putting yourself down? You know, like, you can do it. You can execute these ideas. You know, your outfit looks fine. I don't know. Like, that's kind of why I feel like this Eight of Wands is here. It's like, people's first impressions of you is that you're someone who needs to be motivated. You're someone who, you know, they want to encourage. Yeah, and that's why the wisdom teacher is here too, because it's like, we want to encourage you and help you, group number 2, because we can see that, you know, you have a lot of potential, you have a lot of things in your mind that you want to accomplish, you have goals, you have ambition, but you're kind of just not doing anything, and you're letting your inner self get in your own, you're letting yourself get in your own way. All right, so we have victory and success. Love begins. Triumph. Oh. I decided to pull 3 more cards for this group. So we have 6. Okay, so with the Triumph card, you guys have accomplished things, but you downplay them when you meet people. So people don't really understand just how impressive you are because you're like hiding things. So in terms of romantic prospects, when people who are romantically interested in you first meet you, they can see you as someone who has a firm foundation. So you have like your money right, like you don't seem irresponsible. You know, you basically have everything you need. You have potential. You have everything you need. They're attracted to you right off the bat, whatever. And then with victory and success being above, choose wisely. Again, I feel like you guys have what it takes. People's first impressions of you is like, you have what it takes, but you just need some push. You just need some extra love. That's the people who get to know, like when you're in that social mood and you're like talking about yourself more, that's kind of the vibe people are getting. But again, sometimes you're very guarded and more hidden. So those people don't get a chance to tell you these things, but that is the case for you guys. So yeah, group number 2, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading on people's first impressions of you. I hope it resonated. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments how you felt, and we're going to move on to group number 3. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading on what people's first impressions of you are. With the 6 of Swords card here, I feel like you guys are actually pretty smart, very wise, very strategic. People think of you as a go-getter, someone who's really smart, someone who knows what they're doing. Okay, like there's never a vibe of uncertainty around you. It's just like you're confident. Whatever you do, she meant to do that. He meant to do that. It's all part of the plan. Like that's kind of the vibe people are getting. I feel like you guys, again, like I said this before. You guys are always on the move. We have 5 of Wands here in reverse. You guys are just always out here in these streets. You can go to a networking event at like 7 p.m. and meet 3 people there, and you'll see the same 3 people at a party at the next day, and then an hour later they'll see you again at their cousin's birthday party or something, and they're like, dang, she is out here, he is out here. They're just out here in these streets, always at these different events, meeting people, celebrating. You know, you like to have a good time, you like to work hard, play hard. Like that's kind of the vibe people who don't really know you that well are getting. Okay. 10 of Wands, very hardworking, someone who grinds, but there's also an element in these cards of someone who is tired. Not only with the 4 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, but and even the 5 of Wands being in reverse, but also with the 10 of Wands. Like when I see a card like this, okay, we have a cross, makes me think of Jesus. Okay, it makes me think of Jesus. This person's like on a coffin. Like, I just feel like you're tired. I feel like you're tired. So I feel like this spread is not only revealing people's first impressions of you, but what actually is going on underneath the surface. So even though you present yourself, and you're very purposely doing this, you're presenting yourself as being outgoing, you love traveling, you love being an adventurer, you love trying new things, you have all these ideas, you're very smart, you're wise, you're all this other stuff, but underneath the surface, you wish you could have moments to yourself. You wish you could relax. You feel this need to like show off yourself or make people think that you're like this amazing, what you consider to be an amazing human being, when really this is not what you really want to be doing. And then even with the 7 of Pentacles card here, this is someone who is sitting alone on a rock. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like you're alone. I feel like when people are looking to invite, like you're someone who people like you pretty quickly after meeting you, to the point where it's like you could have known someone for like 30 minutes and then they'll invite you on Facebook to their birthday party, which might be weird to other people because it's like you talk to this person for 30 minutes and you're inviting them to your birthday party or some other celebration or event. But it's like that's how quickly you make an impression on people. See, so we have the Destiny's card, we have the Destiny card. So again, there's like 10 versions of the same person on one card. So it's like you got multiple personalities, not literally, but people. You're presenting this when really you're this. You just got a lot of secrets going on here. We have financial and material changes. So again, you seem like someone who, I think all of the groups so far have this, but you're someone who seems like, you know, everything is going great in your life. Like, you got it together. Your money's together. Your material resources are together. You have everything you need. You're smart. You're this. You're always at the house. You're doing this. All these great things. But it's like you're not even really genuinely enjoying it. It's just why the rejoicing celebration card is in reverse. I think most people probably can't tell that you secretly have this lack of this like inner, I don't say depression, but like your inner world is not matching your exterior, okay? Basically. Most people can't see this, but some people who are more intuitive might be able to pick up on the fact that you low-key don't like you low-key don't, you're like not even enjoying your riches in a way. Like, this is not as fun for you as it seems on the surface. Harmony. Okay, yeah, so people's first impressions of you. You seem successful. You seem like a person who has everything they could want, everything they could, well, not everything you could want, but everything you need in life. Harmony, people like you, again, pretty quickly. People want to be around you. You seem like a positive person, but underneath it all, there's some other things going on. So group number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments if it resonated, and we're going to move on to group number 4. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your pick a card reading on people's first impressions of you. So I think this is a pretty spiritual group. This is probably the most spiritual group out of the 4 groups I've done. Out of all the groups I've read on so far. Here, one thing to take note of is that we have the Queen of Swords card appearing twice. So we have Queen of Swords, and then we have Lady of Swords in this deck. So I think one thing to note about you guys is that people's first impressions of you, you're someone who's very shrewd. Like, you can see through people. Okay, you can see through lies. You can cut to the heart of the matter. You don't accept frou-frou, basically. Yeah, you're very logical, and you're just very discerning. Like, you just know when someone is not being honest or is doing something deceptive. Like, you really are only going to vibe with people who match you, who are on your level, and you can just sense that. You don't even need to like consciously think, I don't like this person. Like, you just can naturally sort of enter a room full of people and pinpoint who exactly very quickly. You'll know, like, I want to be friends with her, or I like her, or whatever. Like, you'll stay away from the people who you already know are not on your level. And I don't mean that in like a cocky or arrogant way, but on your level, just in terms of like your values, your beliefs, like what you want in a friend. Like, people who are on your level in those respects, you're already going to be able to unconsciously know who those people are, because you're very intuitive. So people's first impressions of you is very strong personality, period. There's like an intensity to you that people may not even understand, but it's there. You have it. And people who they can't take that intensity, they unconsciously know, like, okay, she's gonna be able to see through my crap and know that I got some things going on in my life that are not good in a friend or whatever. And so they'll stay away from you unconsciously. Okay, or they'll try to talk to you and realize pretty quickly this is not going to work. Eight of Pentacles here. You could come off as someone who is very hardworking. But again, like, you also come off as someone very spiritual because, which, I mean, I could say that about many of these cards. Because if you look at this card, it's kind of like a weird Eight of Pentacles card. Like, there's like a frog, they're over a fire, like, what's up? So it's like you almost have this like magical quality to you, you know what I mean? Where when you work hard, you reap rewards. Like, nobody looks at you and says the things that she has or he has, they didn't work for, or they didn't deserve it. Like, that's kind of like the vibe. Okay. With the Six of Cups card, I think you come off as someone who's very self-aware. So you're not someone who like lies to yourself or makes excuses for yourself, and people can pick up on that pretty early on in knowing you. That you know exactly who you are and what you stand for, and if you do anything that's out of character for you, you already know it was wrong. Or you already know it was out of character. Nobody has to really tell you that. Not that they would, because they don't know you, because this is first impressions. Very self-aware, someone who's confident, someone who can stand on their own. You know, you don't seem needy. You don't seem like you need people. Like, you're independent. You can do your own thing. So this Lady of Wands card is here too. So again, someone who's very spiritual, someone who's very in tune. People can tell. Maybe that's something you like to talk about. Because you can unconsciously pinpoint exactly who, you know, you're vibing with, who you want to be friends with or get to know better, blah, 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 that will actually match your personality, or not match, but compliment you or fit you who you are or whatever. You don't mind talking about these deeper subjects pretty early on, because it's like, okay, I already know she's not crazy or something, like, just because, you know, I like to light candles every full moon. All right. They're not going to think I'm crazy. So, yeah. 1 second. I passed it. Oh, that's the victory card. Where's that? Oh, okay. Yeah. With the Six of Wands, again, this card gives me like manifestation vibes. So again, people look at you, they already know she worked hard for that, she deserved that, or he, whatever. Five of Pentacles. So I think first impressions, you may come off as cold to people who don't really know you. Like, people might think she's a hater, he's a hater. Why are they treating me so rudely? Blah, blah, blah. But again, it's just because you see through people. You already know what people you're going to be able to have a long-term or have a good relationship, friendship, what have you, with. So you're not going to waste your time talking to other people. All right, so I drew 5 more cards for group 4. So we have Rest and Rejuvenate, Fulfillment of Wishes, Fertility, Patience and Planning, and Truth. So this is the second card we have where the person is in like a meditative kind of pose. So again, you're very spiritual, you're very connected. People can see that or feel that from you. You're very wise. Fulfillment of wishes, again, that goes back to what I was saying about you are able to manifest things. You work hard for what you have. You know what I'm saying? Fertility, again, that also kind of, fertility doesn't necessarily mean you got kids. It could just mean, you know, you have a way of creating your reality that other people may not, in a way that other people may not understand, just because you're so good at getting in tune with spirit. Yeah. With the Fulfillment of Wishes card, we have someone who's like a wise guy, a wise man. He has some scrolls, or woman, a wise person with some scrolls, and they have a treasure chest, and there's water. So it's like you guys, again, you have a wisdom to you. You know how to approach situations in the right way so that you can reap the rewards. And so people see you and they see this abundance you have, and they understand first impressions. She worked hard for that. He worked hard for that. Whatever. And the fertility card is like the Empress card. So again, you have like this abundance to you that people can tell, people can see. With patience and planning, again, like you're not going to talk. This sounds wrong, but you're not going to really talk to and get to know just anyone. You know, you have standards. Okay? And these are your standards right here. These two pillars. And no one is going to knock those down. All right? You already know what you want before you even walk into the room. And so people feel that and they interpret that as she's a hater, but really you're just smart. Truth. Again, you see the truth. You see to the heart of the matter. Okay, group number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed your pick a card reading on people's first impressions of you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated with you. And I hope to see you again on my channel. Thanks for watching. Peace.